Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. Well, you see, ever since I got rid of my Nintendo Switch, I moved on to the gentleman's console. The Wii. What's great about the Wii is it has classics like New Super Mario Bros. Wii and Mario Galaxy, but you can't play the Wii on an empty stomach. Oh, we are animals. Ah, would you look at that? A new record. Unfortunately, that means I'm out of milk, so we do have to go get some more. The year was 2006, and the day November 19th was coming up. A day that would go down in history as the release of one of the best Nintendo consoles of all time, the Nintendo Wii. It was a console that didn't only appeal to gamers, but it appealed to everyone. The Wii incorporated motion controls as its main gimmick, which was made possible by its easy-to-understand controller, the Wii Remote. It was designed to be swung around like a baseball bat, thrown like a bowling ball, and honestly anything the developers could dream of. Even if the Wiimote destroyed many TVs, everyone loved it. This console was going to be a hit, and this was made apparent by when it came out, because this thing was impossible to find that holiday season. Now, you'd imagine that was a pretty devastating moment for me. That was a Nintendo console, a new, really exciting one that was nearly impossible to find. Well, it wasn't really a huge problem to me because if I can remember correctly, at the time I was too young to grasp basic math. Hey! Yeah, so the Wii wasn't really a need for me at the time because one, I was really young, and two, I wasn't into video games at the time. All of that was going to change because I remember playing our neighbor's Nintendo Wii, Mario Kart specifically, and thinking to myself, man, I need one of these. Well, thankfully that Christmas, probably the Christmas of 2008, my parents bought me and my brothers a Nintendo Wii, and from then on, my life was never the same. Now, well, I did grow up with a Nintendo 64 and I loved it, but the Wii was really my first gaming experience. So, games like Mario Kart Wii, Mario Galaxy 2, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and Wii Sports define the type of gamer I am today. And while over the years my family and I got a ton of different Wii games, I really only played Mario games growing up. So in my mind, I didn't know how much junk the Wii's library was filled with. Oh my God, it's you! Oh, it's you. What happened to you? You know what? I do have to thank you though, because ever since you made me get rid of my Nintendo Switch, I've moved on to the gentleman's console, the Wii.
Bro, you like the Wii? You like the Wii? I got Wii games right here. Whoa!
You know what? I pity you. Why don't we step back to my place so I can show you the joys of the gentleman's console? Welcome to my humble abode.
Quite nice.
I prefer the term quaint. Now, as you can see, I've upgraded my setup.
Ah, the Wii!
You mean the gentleman's console? So, I realized I never got your name.
My name is...
Shut up! Speak when spoken to. So, you mentioned games, but I only know the classics like New Super Mario Bros. Wii or Mario Kart Wii.
You mean you haven't heard of classics like Boombox?
Bloom Blocks? What is Bloom Blocks?
It's a Steven Spielberg game.
A Stephen Spielberg game, huh? Well, it's even got the Parents' Choice sticker. So, before we can even begin to talk about Boom Blocks, let's talk about shovelware. So, what is shovelware? Oh, no. Shovelware! How do I put this? Bad. So, you have an insanely popular console with an easy to understand gimmick that brings in plenty of new people who don't typically play or understand video games. Let's prey on their wallets. Due to how popular the Wii was, every developer knew if they released a game on there, it was going to be an easy cash grab. All you had to do was make a terrible game, but disguise it with appealing box art and a low price point, and unsuspecting customers will have to pick one of these up. Because, man, my family and I love M&Ms, and they're on the Wii? This game must be great. Well, it's kind of like the bootleg toys of video games. What am I feeling? Is it a Mario day or a Luigi day today? And it's not the parents' fault. These are designed to trick you. If anything, I'm glad parents buy games for their kids. And honestly, a lot of these games when you are kids aren't that bad. So, shovelware you'll see on any successful console. There really isn't any lengths they won't go to. Think you're safe? Well, boo! Pirates All Aboard snuck its way onto your console. But with the Wii's largely casual audience, the shovelware predators made it their home. There is so much shovelware on the Wii alone. But with the Wii being the console I grew up with and my favorite console of all time, you know I have a decent amount of shovelware. Which finally brings us back to Boom Blocks. So, you know Steven Spielberg, right? The guy who directed movies like Indiana Jones, E.T., Jaws, Jurassic Park, and the list just goes on. So how do we get here? Yeah, you saw that right. This generic Wii game was directed by Steven Spielberg. And this is made very clear by throwing his name directly on the box, because that's an obvious selling point right there. So in 2005, it was announced EA and Steven Spielberg were working on a game together, and I can guarantee you nobody saw this coming. It was a series of physics-based puzzles that revolved around knocking down a tower made out of blocks in various ways, whether it be throwing things at it or pulling blocks out like Jenga. There's a surprisingly large amount of ways to play here. It's got a story mode for some reason, a build mode, and a party mode. When you think of default Wii game, this is definitely one that comes to mind. I think Boom Blocks is genuinely a good time with a surprisingly large amount of content that is well thought out stages and puzzles. Sometimes I found myself replaying the puzzles to get a better score, so there's even replayability here. Like, look at this one. Look at how quickly that one collapsed. Now, I do want to apologize, because I don't know if you can count this game as shovelware, because genuinely it's a good game. I just needed an outlet to talk about it. So, Boom Blocks is a pretty decent party game on the Wii, with a sequel that I haven't played. That's not what we're here for. Let's get into some real shovelware. Who doesn't love board games? Stuff like Monopoly, Connect 4, Sorry, all those classics. Well, if you love board games, you're in luck, because released in 2009, Family Game Night 2 is a compilation of classic board games in a game show-like setting hosted by Mr. Potato Head on the Wii. And you're probably wondering, oh Tyler, how could this be bad? So, the problem with this is the game itself is not really bad. It has Operation, Jenga, Bop It, Connect 4x4, and Pictochat. Those are all pretty fun board games. But with this one, it's like, why? Why not just play the board games? If you and your family are together for game night and you guys go grab Jenga from your game closet, I can guarantee you, nobody thought to themselves, wait, guys, what if we played this on the Wii instead? Now, I can definitely see why people bought this game though. It seems like a bargain. Also, with the title Family Game Night 2, which for unsuspecting people, picking up this game sounds like a perfect game night. And again, the game's not bad, it's just it really all boils down to, why not just play the board game? You'll get a better experience anyway. So, we're done with that one. Got any other games?
Well, have you ever been to a carnival? Well, how do you feel about them on the Wii?
Gentleman's console?
My bad. Gentlemen.
Carnival games? So this is the shovelware game on the Wii. I'm pretty sure everyone had this game because think about the premise. The Wii had motion controls that a casual audience could pick up and play easily. Now combine that with classic Midway games and you have yourself an instant classic. So the game boots you right in, you make your very scary avatar to blend in with a world of very scary NPCs, and you play through carnival games alone or with friends. Most of the minigames are fine. Some of them feel kinda weird to control while others are way too short and some even overstay their welcome. But let it be known, there is fun to be had here. Is this game great? No. But a couple of the minigames are fun to try and perfect. I will say, they do capture the Midway feel because some of these feel like they're impossible. But you just want to keep playing because you know you can win. Just one more try. But as I said before, Midway games at your own home is definitely this game's selling point, and I think in the end, it does a fine job of showing that off. I think the game could have done with a lot more charm because these characters and locations here are the exact opposite of charming. On the topic of unappealing characters, ew! Welcome to Wipeout 2. You know that hit TV series from the early 2000s with the obstacle course? The same show where you were watching people get obliterated by the course from the comfort of your own home, thinking to yourself, I could do that. Well, now you can! Wipeout 2 is a 2D platformer that lets you play through some of the classic Wipeout courses. Wait, my bad. 2 of the classic Wipeout courses. That's it. That's the whole game. Sure, each level has 4 variants, but what it really boils down to is each one is the same level with occasional objects swapped out. But the levels are good though, because they do accurately represent the show. In fact, I think they name drop a couple obstacles from the show. Also, the physics work in a weird but fun way. There's some fun momentum that's an important feature to play around with in this game. But literally just add 6 more maps at minimum and this would be a really good time. But for now, there just isn't enough to justify this as a good game. I will give it this though. The setup and little narration from the announcers makes this a pretty spot on for what the show felt like. Well, that one was a loss for you.
Okay, that may have been a disappointment, but you know who never disappoints? Waldo.
Waldo. Where is he? Remember those books where you had to look for a man in red striped clothing hidden in a jumble of colorful characters and worlds? Yeah, the Where's Waldo series. Well, imagine if that was a Wii game. Yeah, there really isn't a better way to describe this game. It's literally just one big Where's Waldo collection. The game just takes pages straight from the books, gives it like 4 to 5 animations, and calls it a day. All you gotta do is point and click on Waldo and a couple other objects along the way. If you're into this sort of thing, you'll enjoy this, but I don't know, there really isn't any effort put into this in my opinion. This is the bare minimum Waldo game. This is another one of those experiences where it's just like, read the book. You'll have a better experience than giving yourself a headache trying to squint and find things in the most bare minimum attempt of making a Wii game. Man, after all that spying for Waldo, I got quite the headache. I wonder what's next. Oh, come on! And so that brings us to I Spy Spooky Mansion on the Wii. Now, I was expecting the exact same thing as Waldo, just images from the books, but I was delightfully wrong. No, there's a fully modeled mansion here with fully modeled 3D puzzles. With details just like in the book. There is genuine effort put into this game and it does show. While I was sick of searching for things after Waldo gave me a headache, this was a breath of fresh air because there was an actual serviceable game that didn't feel like a cash grab. Too bad I'm not under the age of 10 because that's where this game's demographic is. And honestly, going into an I Spy game, that is what I expected. So, this game does exactly what it sets out to do. This is one of those games where if you pick it up, it's gonna be what you want it to be. Well, that was literally nothing, and you're 2 for 1. You gotta have at least one good game.
Well, I got Hot Wheels on the Wii.
So, Hot Wheels, the little metal cars. Honestly, making a game about toy cars racing through a giant house sounds like it would turn out really well, and in concept, it's still really cool. It's just Hot Wheels on the Wii is not. Yeah, the idea is here, but races drag on for way too long. I think they're a solid 7 to 10 minutes long, and for a racing game that's catered towards kids, each race should be 2 minutes max. Because kids have an awful attention span, and not to mention, all the items are okay at best, and the controls are awful. And honestly, this is the perfect setup for a game. I don't know how it could go this wrong. I get game making is hard, but the controls are awful. The track length is awful, and the items are awful. Literally, the only selling point of this game is that it's Hot Wheels. That's just how a majority of shovelware titles work. Throw something you know on the box of a garbage game so people will buy it. But let's not bring the mood down too much. Let's talk about Geon Cube. Never mind, let's not talk about Geon Cube because I don't know what's going on. Are you trying to insult me? Because this is a Wii game. And this is a gentleman's game. You got one more chance to impress me. Give me one more game. Come on. Ah, Wii Ski and Snowboard. I love this game. So I booted up Pitfall the Big Adventure on the Wii and came to the ultimate decision that it was too interesting to be included in this video. So I will save that topic for another day where we have more time, and I thought about playing more shovelware but decided not to because I don't think I can handle another stupid shovelware title. The Wii is home to plenty of shovelware games. They range from decent to straight up awful. But I'll be honest, there's a charm to this. Bad games are a great time with friends, and when you get these games as kids, it doesn't matter. Good or not, it's still a video game and you're gonna play it a ton. While playing too much shovelware in a row can make you go insane, there's still a charm to it at the end of the day. A weird, awful charm, but a charm nonetheless. I'm so sorry to be a bother. Would you mind holding this real quick? Careful. It's the fine china. There's no reason I hate you. You can't even give me one good game for even the Wii? Oh. You mean the gentleman's console? Shut up! I want you to get out! I don't want to see your stupid little face ever again.
On me, I'm just idly recording just so I can see what it looks like. There you go. I heard that.
This really funny.
Bro, you like the Wii? You like the Wii? I got the Wii games. Whoa!
Welcome to my humble abode.
Okay, quite nice.
Let's try that again.
Action.
Let me try that again. What are you doing? Carnival games on the gentleman's console. The Wii. So we're done with that one. Got any other games?
Well, have you ever been to a carnival?
Carnival games. Wait.
I got dang it.
Just delete that one. What is Hayden? So that was nothing. You're 2-1. You gotta have something to win me over.
Well, I have hot ones on the Wii.
Hot ones on the Wii.
No way! No way!
Well, that was literally nothing. You're 2-1. You gotta have one good game.
I got Hot Ones on the gentleman's console.
Well, that was literally nothing. You're 2-1. You gotta have at least one good game.
Well, I got Hot Ones on the gentleman's console.
Wheels.
Yeah.
Hot
I'm saying it too
Got
fast.
the hot ones. You don't have to go that
Hot Ones
fast.
on the
You don't
Wii.
have to go that fast. Well, that was literally nothing, and you're 2-1. You gotta have at least another good game.
Well, I do have Hot Ones.
No!
Back to the hot ones. I'm so sorry. Do you want to hold this just for a quick second? Careful, please. Okay. Will you shut up?
You didn't even stop recording in time.
You mean the gentleman's console?
Will you shut up? Will you shut up?
I'm sorry.
I want you to get out! I want you to get out!
M&M Beach Party.
Went over here.
Yeah, went to the tripod.